Did you know that in the ancient Sumerian world, a fearsome giant named Humbaba roamed the Cedar Forest, a place of immense beauty and power? He was not just a guardian, but a force of nature, a living embodiment of the forest's untamed spirit. His roar echoed through the towering cedars, shaking the very earth, and his breath, a tempest of wind and fire, could scorch the land. Humbaba was born from the primordial chaos, a being of immense strength and ferocity. His body was a tapestry of scales, each one shimmering with the colors of the forest, and his eyes, like burning embers, held the secrets of the ancient world. He was a creature of contradictions, both terrifying and majestic, a symbol of the untamed wilderness that humans dared not enter. The Cedar Forest, a sanctuary of ancient trees, was a place of immense power. It was said that the gods themselves had planted the first cedar, and its wood, imbued with divine energy, was used to build temples and palaces. But the forest was also a place of danger, a realm where the laws of nature reigned supreme. And Humbaba, the guardian of this sacred place, was its ultimate protector. The story of Humbaba is a tale of courage, ambition, and the consequences of defying the natural order. It begins with Gilgamesh, the legendary king of Uruk, a man of immense strength and ambition. Gilgamesh, driven by a thirst for glory and a desire to leave his mark on the world, set his sights on the Cedar Forest. He yearned for the divine cedar wood, the wood that could make him immortal, the wood that could elevate him to the status of a god. His quest, however, was not born out of a desire for personal gain. It was fueled by a deep-seated fear, a fear of the unknown, a fear of the power that lay beyond the walls of his city. Gilgamesh, a man who had conquered all that stood before him, was haunted by the thought of something greater, something more powerful, something that could challenge his very existence. He sought the counsel of Enkidu, a wild man, a creature of the wilderness, who had been raised by animals and lived in harmony with nature. Enkidu, a being of immense strength and wisdom, understood the power of the Cedar Forest and the danger it held. He warned Gilgamesh of the consequences of his ambition, but Gilgamesh, blinded by his desire for glory, refused to listen. Together, they embarked on a perilous journey, venturing into the heart of the Cedar Forest, a place where the sun barely reached the ground and the air was thick with the scent of ancient trees. They faced countless dangers, battling monstrous creatures and navigating treacherous terrain. But their determination remained unwavering, fueled by the promise of the divine cedar wood and the desire to conquer the unknown. Finally, they reached the heart of the forest, a place where the trees towered above them like giants, their branches reaching towards the heavens. There, in the midst of this ancient sanctuary, they encountered Humbaba, the guardian of the Cedar Forest. Humbaba, a creature of immense power and ferocity, stood before them, his eyes burning with rage, his voice a thunderous roar that shook the very earth. He challenged Gilgamesh and Enkidu, demanding they turn back, warning them of the consequences of their intrusion. But Gilgamesh, fueled by his ambition and his desire to prove his strength, refused to back down. A fierce battle ensued, a clash of titans that shook the very foundations of the forest. Gilgamesh and Enkidu, their bodies battered and bruised, fought with all their might, their courage fueled by the promise of the divine cedar wood and the desire to conquer the unknown. Humbaba, his strength waning, realized the futility of his resistance. He knew that he could not defeat these two warriors, these men who had dared to challenge the very essence of the forest. He pleaded with them to spare his life, promising to protect the forest from any further harm. But Gilgamesh, blinded by his ambition and his desire for glory, refused to listen. He saw Humbaba as a threat, a symbol of the power that he sought to control. He struck down the giant, his heart filled with a mixture of triumph and fear. The death of Humbaba, the guardian of the Cedar Forest, marked a turning point in the relationship between humans and nature. It was a victory for Gilgamesh, a testament to his strength and ambition, but it was also a tragedy, a symbol of the consequences of defying the natural order. The Cedar Forest, once a place of untamed beauty and power, was now vulnerable, its spirit broken. The trees, once symbols of strength and resilience, now stood as a reminder of the fragility of nature and the consequences of human ambition. Gilgamesh, having achieved his goal, returned to Uruk, his heart filled with a mixture of triumph and regret. He had conquered the Cedar Forest, but in doing so, he had lost something far more precious, a connection to the natural world, a sense of balance and harmony. The story of Humbaba is a cautionary tale, a reminder of the power of nature and the consequences of defying its laws. It is a story of ambition and courage, but also of tragedy and loss, a story that resonates with us even today as we grapple with the challenges of living in harmony with the natural world. The legacy of Humbaba lives on, not just in the ancient myths and legends, but in the very forests that still stand today, a testament to the power and beauty of the natural world. He is a reminder that nature is not something to be conquered, but something to be respected and cherished, a force that can both inspire and destroy. The story of Humbaba is a story of the human spirit, a story of our desire to conquer and control, but also a story of our need to connect with the natural world, to find balance and harmony in a world that is often chaotic and unpredictable. It is a story that continues to resonate with us today, reminding us of the importance of respecting the natural world and the consequences of our actions.